Hey, what's up, everybody? Tony Camponovo here, back for another live stream with you guys. We got anybody in the house? You guys hear me and see me okay? I did a test run shortly and looked like everything was working good. So if you guys or anybody's out there listening, I'm sure you will let me know if the audio is trash. So yeah, feel free to hit me up. In fact, I may just monitor myself along with you while I'm waiting on some folks to come in here. I see 6 people. That looked good. What's up, guys? Say hello if you're out there so I can see yous. Let me see. Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, man. Cool. So I'm in for my good buddy Nick Bell this week. He's out this week. So you weren't supposed to see me for another week or so, I think. But surprise, sorry, you got to deal with me today. There's the Tone Shack, as always, coming in strong. Good to see you. Hopefully everything sounds good there on your end. So I'll go ahead and get started. We got 11 folks in here. That's a good enough number. So hopefully we'll get some more folks joining us. But yeah, I'm going to go do kind of the same thing I did before. I'm going to, I see myself there. It looks like we're going good. I'm going to talk about another one of my custom patches. And hello, Mike Hunt. I did one of my custom patches once before. I hear my dog crying in the background. So I'm going to do another one of those because I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't know, it keeps it fresh. It helps me come up with ideas if I just share some stuff I've done with you all. So this is a pretty far out little patch I created. I'm using my beautiful Mike Stern model guitar today. I haven't played this baby in a while, but it's got a nice setup on it. My buddy Gabriel De Hoyos back in Texas set this up before I moved to Nashville, and I haven't put a lot of miles on it since then. So I'm playing it today. So yeah, guys, this patch that I'm going to use, the main thing about this patch is I'm using the poly pitch block or effect in the chain. And that's the main focus of the sound we have here. So I'll just play a little bit for you first. Make sure you guys can see everything okay. Play a little bit first so you can hear. So I call this preset Eerie Space, and I think it's kind of obvious why. So what I set out to do with this patch when I first created it was I was trying to get, for those of you that are maybe into jazz guitar or just guitar in general, one of my favorite players is Kurt Rosenwinkel, and he uses this pitch synth type effect on his guitar sound a lot. In fact, it seemed like there was a brief while there where it seemed like he was using it exclusively. So it's a bit of an acquired taste, but I like the sound of it, and I wanted to try to get that sound on the Helix when that last big 3.0 update, I believe it was, came out. Excuse me. The poly pitch was one of the new effects they added to it. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I can finally try to get that synth sound that Kurt Rosenwinkel uses. And so essentially what this is, it's in your pitch synth. What's up, Andrew? It's in your pitch synth effects pool to pull from, and the name is Polysynth. So I'll get to that. First, I'll just kind of show you guys the whole chain, and I'll start with the amp. Well, no, yeah, I'll start with the amp first, and then we'll go to the poly pitch. So let's hop over here. I got to reconnect my Helix editor because it went to sleep on me while I was gearing up for this thing. But let's see. Okay. So here's the chain in its entirety. And I'll go over here to the amp first. And you'll see, I really don't think the amp you use is that crucial to this particular sound on this patch. But gosh, my dog is going crazy back there, y'all. Y'all probably can't hear that. I went with the JC 120 or the Jazz Rivet 120 that you'll see in Helix. I use this on my Tony 1 patch, which is like this super clean, mid-rangey, ambient jazz type patch that I use. It's got a lot of delay and reverb, and it's just a super clean. It's a solid state amp, and so there's no tubes really to overdrive, so it stays cleaner at a higher volume. So that's what I went with on this, and that's my preference. I like it because it's just a great sounding amp for playing super clean jazzy stuff anyway, and that's kind of how I think about this sound. Is something I would use more for a jazz sound, but it's a really synthy sound, so you could use it with other things, and there's other things you could do to it to do make interesting effects of your own with it. But I'm using the JC 120. We'll go over here to the cabinet, and you'll notice the mic I'm using is the 4038 ribbon mic, and I use that anytime I'm using this JC 120, just because it's a really dark sounding amp. Hold on, guys. What do you want? You can't come in here. I'm doing a live stream right now. I can't play right now. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Dog people out there, you know how it is. So I'm using the JC 120, and I've got the 4038 ribbon mic, so that's the mic that I choose. Now we'll go over here to the poly pitch itself, and that's the kind of the star of this preset here. Now I want you to notice I've got the interval set to plus 12, so that's up an octave. So whatever note you play, it's going to play it up, a whole octave up higher. That's just the way I set it. And let's look at a couple of other interesting things. The tracking is very important with this effect, and I will also say that this poly pitch effect is very DSP intensive, so it will use up a lot, and that's kind of why I have 4 blocks on the top path and just 3 at the bottom. I'm trying to preserve DSP. You probably need all of it for this, because this thing just chews up a lot. It's a very involved sound. The tracking, I've got it set to the stable there, X stable. And just so you can get a good look at everything, the mix is at 100%, because I want to totally change my guitar sound to like a synthy sound. And then I have the return curve here set to start fast, and it's all the way on 5, and the shift curve is the same thing. These are just like how quickly it returns to 0 or to its effect. For instance, the shift time here, that'll kind of, you can speed it up and slow it down depending. So if I go all the way up, let's see, it's set to 2.983 right now. So if I go all the way to this side and then I guess you have to like bypass the effect, then turn it back on. You hear how it kind of rises up, and you know, gosh, where did I have that set before? You can hear it rise and fall sort of when you do it. Let's see if I can find a better way to. So that's when you have that shift curve to start slow all the way down. And then when you turn it off, my dog is really loving that. So that's, you know, just turning it on. So right now I have it turned off. And then you could hear it start to rise up as the string. Let me try that again. So, you know, you can kind of find ways to manipulate that aspect of the effect to do some cool dive bomb, reverse dive bomb type stuff. So anyway, poly pitch, that's the effect I'm using. You see how I've got it set here. It's set to 100% and up an octave. Like I said, the amp is not really that important, but here's another very important factor for this preset. I have the auto swell here at the very beginning of the chain. So the auto swell is essentially a compressor set a certain way, and the reason I like it is because it does take off. It takes off the attack from whatever you're playing. Actually, let me turn off this overdrive so you can hear that. Now I'll get my tone wide open. I always have my tone rolled all the way back for this effect, but right now I have it wide open so you can really hear that auto swell. And I guess if I can turn the poly pitch off so you can. So it doesn't, you know, that auto swell is not going to do that on every note. You have to give it time to catch the note. So when you just come into a new note, like that time, I just kind of have it set to where it takes the attack off of the initial note that I play. And I'll put the poly pitch back on. And it seems to even do it more so when you have that poly pitch engaged. So the auto swell, and I don't know if I did anything specific to the settings of I made this patch a long time ago, back when this update first came out. Shh, be quiet. I can't play right now. But you can just kind of see for yourself there how I have it set. Stop it. Now let's move on. I do have some simple delay, and delay is just always my friend. Right now it's set to 600 milliseconds. You can set that however you want to. I just like it because it gives me more ambience. And of course the good old cave reverb. The decay on this bad boy is set to 6, and the mix is at 20. That's kind of the magic number to get some good ambient. And as you can see, it tracks pretty well. I'm playing a chord there. And of course, as I covered a few weeks ago, using compressors at the end of your chain, that's what I was doing here. So I have this LA Studio comp at the very back of the chain. And that's just kind of like sealing up everything and polishing and making it sound good. make sure the mix is set to 50%. You don't want too much of it, and you don't want too little of it. I like it right at 50, and it is set to compress. And now the last magic ingredient. Like I said, I roll my tone back all the way on whatever guitar I'm using because it softens it up and it gets more of that jazzy synth sound that I'm trying to get. And then, because there's such a small amount of attack on every note, and that tone knob is rolled all the way back, I've got a tube screamer in the chain here. And I'll just turn that guy on, and that just fattens everything up and gives you a little more attack, but in a soft way. As you guys probably know, a tube screamer works really well as like just a boost with some mid-range. So I have the level cranked up to, more or less 8. It says 7.9, but 8, what's the difference? And then the gain is all the way down, and the tone is right in the middle. And this really beefs it up and gives it just a... That's with the tone rolled all the way back, and the tube screamer is engaged. But you can see the tube screamer is not really making like a distorted sound. It's just kind of beefing up the overall sound of the whole thing, because you kind of need some extra beef with this effect. Seems like it covers your mistakes a lot easier this way too. Pierre says it's too clean and too digital. Well, thanks, Pierre. Clean is kind of what I'm going for on this. And as far as digital, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is digital. So I guess maybe it sounds digital if you're a dog. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog. That's not part of the effect. And as you can see, it seems to be such a involved effect that it kills my Helix, my HX edit a lot of times. So who knows why, but my dog has no regard for the fact that I'm trying to go live. I just let her in, so you need to behave. Stop. But yeah, it is really clean, and if it sounds digital, I'm not going to argue with that because it is digital. So I don't know. It all could be. You could say it all sounds digital, really. Jonathan says it's hard to know when you would ever use a sound like that. Well, again, this is something I use more for, playing like jazzy stuff, or, I mean, some people just want to use like a synth sound in general. So I was thinking what I might do is, while we are still on here, I was going to try a little something and see if I could maybe attach this to an expression pedal, or kind of create an expression pedal with it. So I'm going to do that. I'm just waiting on my editor to come back up. For whatever reason today, I think it's just this preset. It's probably just too much trouble for it. so I'm not going to worry about that. But you guys can still see me. So I just wonder what would happen if we, let's see. I'm going to try to put this on the expression pedal. Now let's see if that did anything. Oh, that was cool. So I guess what you'd really want to do is turn the shift time, let me see here, the shift and return time down even farther, like basically as far down as you could get them. And since I'm not on the editor right now, I'm just going to have to do it manually. But this may be a better way to keep this all the time anyway. And I also did a track with this. It's on my YouTube channel. You can go, there's like a video I did where I played through a whole tune doing this for like a solo. So check that out. And I think I put the link to this preset in there, but the preset link is already in the threads if you guys look there, so check that out. Okay, come on. All the way down, all the way down. I'm being experimental right now. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So, of course, my Helix is not on the floor, but I do have it, you know, I did the learn controller thing, which if you guys don't know how to do that, let me know. Maybe we can do a video on that someday, or one of those Helix Minute videos. So now I have it where it's also controlled by the foot switch, or the expression pedal, I'm sorry. So I can go. Now I have it, it's going 2 octaves down, which I really didn't want it to. I just left it how it was, and it just went to 2 octaves down. So it's going all the way from basically 2 octaves down to 2 octaves up. And that's pretty cool. I've never tried that before. This is a first. So, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't tell you what you should use this for. It's just a creative tool for you to use if you think you would use it, Jonathan. So, you know, you may not use it. It may be more of an acquired taste for you, but I think that's pretty cool, especially with that that expression pedal going. One more second, y'all. I gotta let this go out. Once again, I apologize for my dog. What's up, Jerry Trevino? Good to see you, man. So yeah, that's that preset in a nutshell. And you guys, you know, rather than listen to me explain what I was thinking when I made it, you can just go up here to the top of the comments thread and you'll see that I have pasted the link there, and that'll take you to custom tones. And yeah, as strange as it is, when I first created this preset and I did that video on YouTube where I used it, seemed to get a pretty good response. A lot of guys went and downloaded it and then listened to the video too. So, you know, for that, I was thankful. So I'm back down to 12 now, and I'll just play a little bit so you guys can hear it. space, pretty far out. Thanks, Lion Strike. Yeah, Steve, that's Steve Bannon there. Stephen Bannon. Not Steve Bannon, but Stephen. I think it's a cool patch for the modern jazz stuff. So are you into the newer kind of modern jazz? Let us know if you are, because that's definitely what I was thinking when I was creating this patch. But if you decide to just turn that effect off, this preset is pretty nice. Just a nice little jazz patch anyway. Turn that on and just get that sci-fi sound here. Tracks pretty good for those chords and stuff. So yeah, thanks, Steve. I'll take that, man. Sounds like weather report. I'll take it. So cool, guys. Anybody who likes this tone, go check it out. I got the link posted at the top of the comments thread. Go download it, and it's called Eerie Space, but it's there. All you gotta do is click on the link and it'll take you to it. So that's it for me for today, guys. I know that's a far out sound, but I'm trying to keep this stuff fresh every week, so doing a little something different. So next week you'll have probably your old pal Nick Bell, and if not Nick, it'll be Ross. So it'll be one or the other. Hopefully you don't have to look at my face again 2 weeks in a row. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and catch you on the next broadcast. Oh, also please check it out next Friday or Saturday, November 12th. Got a new single coming out, so it'll be available on Spotify and Amazon and iTunes and everywhere you can stream music. So check that out if you like good prog rock with lots of guitar solos. And please follow me on Instagram. Love you all. See you soon. Ciao.